Swords and Magic and Stuff is an early access cozy co-op RPG developed by Kindred Games. It's a charming, multiplayer, open-world adventure where you and your friends can explore, craft, fight bosses, build homes, and slowly carve your place in a beautiful, stylized medieval world. So, should you play Swords and Magic and Stuff? Yes, you absolutely should. Stick around, and I'll tell you why this hidden gem deserves way more attention than it's getting. This game genuinely confuses me, not because it's broken or poorly designed, but because I can't figure out why more people aren't playing it. It has everything people say they want in a co-op RPG, but it still seems to fly under the radar of most gamers. It's cozy, it's creative, it's fun solo, and it's even better with friends, and yet for some reason, it's criminally undersold. I'm really hoping that one of these days, a YouTuber or Twitch streamer will catch on to how great this game is and make some content around it, and that will hopefully give the game the gas it needs to really get off the ground. Let's start by covering the combat. No, this isn't Elden Ring, but what it is, it's simple, it's responsive, and it's satisfying. The game doesn't force you into a rigid class system. Instead, it lets you build your character however you want, using weapons and gear to define your playstyle. Using certain weapons will upgrade that weapon's class. Whether you're slashing with a sword, firing arrows, casting spells, or supporting your team, the flexibility is really nice. One of my favorite systems in the game is the spells. You can't just cast them out of nowhere. You need to acquire the actual spell book first. It adds a sense of discovery and ownership to your magical abilities and makes finding new spells feel like a big deal. I also find boss fights in the game especially fun. All the bosses have creative mechanics in our arena-style encounters, and teamwork makes them really easy. Some of the bosses feel surprisingly intense for a cozy RPG. There are some really cool boss fights in the game, like Grimwick, who's just a really cool and well-designed boss fight. On top of that, there are rare boss spawns hidden across the world, and running into one unexpectedly makes exploring the world feel even more exciting and rewarding. The world really is the star of Swords and Magic and Stuff. Every corner feels like it's hiding something, whether it's a chest tucked under a rock, a hidden switch, or a mysterious cave that you've never noticed before. The game's biggest strength is all the secrets scattered across the map, and discovering them feels genuinely rewarding. Each zone in the map also feels very unique, with different loot, enemies, and even mechanics that make the region feel fresh. Whether you're climbing through the mountains of Delver's Pass or exploring the dense woods of the Windless Woods, the world keeps surprising you. In the pacing, it's perfect. You're never rushed. There's no looming timer or pressure to min-max. You explore at your own pace, and somehow you're always stumbling into something interesting. The questing is exactly what I want from a game like this. It's lighthearted but not shallow. There's lore if you want it, but plenty of silly side quests too, like helping someone break a bunch of vases in their house or figuring out how to get a map down from a tree. I also love the writing in Swords and Magic and Stuff. It has a lot of personality, and strangely enough, Swords and Magic and Stuff doesn't really have a main story yet. And yet, the game doesn't need it. All of the quests are interesting enough that you don't realize there isn't a main story. One thing I'd really like to see are more diverging quest lines. There are a few in the game, but they don't feel especially impactful. Adding more quests with meaningful choices and different outcomes would bring even more depth to the story and give players a greater sense of agency. The crafting is really great in Swords and Magic and Stuff. There's blacksmith, tailoring, farming, and more. All of it has meaningful uses, and it's really fun to upgrade all these individual skills. Specifically talking about the farming skill. There are tons of different crops to grow, and it's surprisingly satisfying to build out your own garden and harvest what you've planted. It ties in perfectly with the cooking, and it feels like a natural extension of the world. And of course, there's the housing. You can buy plots of land and build a legit home, customize it, decorate it, invite your friends over. This isn't just some side mechanic that was hastily thrown in. It's a real part of the game. After a long day of exploring, it's really satisfying to come home and drop off all of your loot. And I love that the game offers chiller activities like fishing and treasure hunting. These are great things to do when you're sick and tired of doing the more complex things in the game, and I really appreciate that the game has these more relaxed activities. Plus, the The game features lots of cool and unique mounts, like classic horses, sea turtles, spiders, bears, and more. There's a mount for everyone in Swords and Magic. The game absolutely shines in co-op. Playing with friends feels natural. There's dedicated servers too, which is a huge plus. The game really gives you that MMO feel, but without all the bloat. It feels like your own personal online RPG with your friends, where you can build, explore, and progress together at your own pace. Swords and Magic and stuff is in early access, so there is a decent amount of the game that still feels like it's under development, and you'll occasionally run into some bugs, but none of them feel game-breaking. That said, the updates have been a bit inconsistent. There isn't a clear public roadmap, which can be frustrating when you're excited for what's next. Communication from the dev could definitely be better, and more transparency would go a long way for keeping players engaged in the long term. As much as I love Swords and Magic and stuff, there are a couple of things I'm hoping to see soon. The first are skill trees. The developer teased them a while back, and they could seriously take progression to the next level. Right now, you can level up the individual classes and obviously find gear that complements them, but having actual branching skills would add so much flavor and build variety to the game. The second thing I'm really hoping to see are dungeons. We've seen glimpses of them in Kindred's dev streams, and it's exciting. Structured, instance dungeons with puzzles, traps, and big boss encounters would be the perfect way to raise the stakes for co-op groups. The world already feels handcrafted, and adding dungeon content would give players even more of reasons to return. And third is a public roadmap. Players want to know what's coming. I know things can be up in the air a lot of the time, but a simple visual roadmap showing upcoming features I think would really go a long way in keeping players excited for what's coming. Swords and Magic and stuff isn't just a great game, it might honestly be my favorite game of all time. I'm not joking. It's one of those games that doesn't scream for your attention, but once you play it, it quietly becomes one of your favorites. It's fun, it's cozy, it's packed with charm. Whether you're playing with friends or just exploring solo, there's something here for you. So if you like the idea of a laid-back fantasy adventure full of secrets, systems, and soul, go buy it. Support games like this. They deserve it. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this review helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.